Welcome back to some professional amateur StarCraft. Some next level plays. Let me first introduce you. It's old Greg. Also known as Florencio. A wide variety of strategies and tactics at his disposal. Will he use any of them? Who knows? But in the top left, will he be baffled? Or will he be the baffler? Or the bafflee? I don't... Anyways. From the Report clan, who, I'm sure they are always reporting to their opponents what they're doing. That's exactly what that means. Anyways, that's a forge on the way for Mr. Greg. / Florencio. Anyways, probe. Is he just gonna cannon rush? It's like, well, you could go hatch first, or I could force you to not go hatch first, but still cannon rush. If he blocks every base, his opponent will have no bases left over. But he did not block every base. He's got 2 pylons so far. I can count, alright? I'm a great... Wait a second. Has this build been so inefficient it became efficient again? Because he very notably left 1 base unblocked. And now a probe is heading there. He's actually set himself up to pull off a late-stage cannon rush. This cannon rush was so mediocre, it became next level once again. He's baited out the hatchery. There's the spawning pool still a long way from finished as the baffler is baffled as to what he should do in this scenario. The pylon's gonna finish. Is this drone? This drone might see it though. He's looking. He may have noticed that there's a probe out there, and guess what? The cannons are on the way. But what are you gonna do? Like, you can't expand anywhere else. Is he gonna try to hold on to this base? There are 3 cannons, 1 back at home. Oh yeah, there's a drone over here, but just in case anybody... I'm surprised we didn't see any sort of proxy hatch at this point. Okay, one of the bases is canceled. So far, nobody has been able to secure an expansion of any kind. Only 1 player has tried. The drones are retreating back to inside the base. The cannon flanks the Overlord. A beautiful cannon flank there. That Overlord on the run will successfully evade the cannon, well microed. Meanwhile, the baffler will expand to Florencio's front yard. And there's a roach warren finished up. Florencio is opting for a stalker follow. Of course, Warp Gate is out of the question. Warp Gate, an overrated upgrade. Florencio would never debase himself by opting for it. There's pylons and probes. There are 3 pylons on the map. This is one of the few places where it... Oh, no, there's a stalker. You can go for the OV as well. It's just gonna go... We're gonna cannon rush this base. We're gonna have a pylon in every base. Pylons for everyone. The roaches are gonna try to come out and defend, leaving kind of an awkward scenario. There's still plenty of minerals for the baffler. He doesn't really have the larvae to spend them. Usually you have more than 1 hatchery. Cannons are on the way. Baffler sees it. And Florencio, knowing that he saw it, well, actually, it seems he's going to let this base happen. Or is he? There is a pylon under attack. The roaches. 2 roaches can easily be out-microed by 2 stalkers, especially when they don't have speed. But the numbers are starting to tilt out of Florencio's favor. So we're already off. We're 4 minutes in. 4 minutes and, well, about 20 seconds. And Florencio has 3 pylons and a cannon out on the map. The baffler has an expansion outside of Florencio's natural, but on location so that he can kind of mine from it. Florencio has expanded as well. He's got quite the fortress here. A couple cannons, handful of shield batteries. He can micro against the Roach Ravager. Right now, Florencio actually has the economic lead. He does only have 3 stalkers, but there's no real way for the Roach Ravager to get through here. it can start chipping away at the pylons, which, well, with the shield batteries, the Stalker's looking pretty good. Looking for the high ground vision. Florencio, okay, that's a lot of Roach Ravager. It's 38 to 8 army supply. There are 4 Stalkers up against all of this. 10 Roaches, 4 Ravagers, but he gets the OV. No more high ground vision. You can't cast Corrosive Bile blindly. It looks like it's going to be a Giraffe Migration build. A Spine Crawler has been built. Creep is on the way. Florencio, his Cyber Core is depowered, which is the least important building for Florencio to have powered at this stage. As long as it's intact, you can build those Stalkers. A Robo is done, an Immortal in production. Now, the Corrosive Biles, oh, one-shot the cannon. But there are 5 Stalkers now. The numbers just keep growing. That Immortal's going to be very helpful. He's looking for more Corrosive Bile, but if he can get a second Ravager, he does. There's another high ground, well, more high ground provided by this Overlord. Going for the Forge. No more cannons for you. Shield Battery is shielding the Forge. Going for the cannon. Florencio's running out of cannons here, but the Immortal, just in time. Actually waited at the top of the ramp until it was time for the most dramatic entrance. But here comes the Spine, the Immortal blasting through, curb stomping those Roaches, as Immortals do best. So the Immortal really changes the tides here. The Immortal is more than enough to deal with a handful of Roach Ravager. He doesn't need a Warp Prism if he has the shield batteries at his back. Florencio, will he ever have a higher army supply in this game? It's unlikely at this rate, but I don't think that the Baffler can actually break this. There is creep to the front door. There's no speed. It's 21 to 34 workers. Well, 21 drones to 34 probes. A Spine Crawler dropping down. Dun 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 dun. Backing off. So the Roaches and Ravagers are pressing through. Brenda encouraging them. You guys, could you shoot something? Get out of the way. Down goes the pylon. A second Immortal is done. Florencio's out knocking that Ravager out. The Queen, now abandoned, will be assassinated. Florencio does lose the pylon, but he wins the battle for now. Targets down another Ravager. Really needs those shield batteries. Another blast. Immortals are very, very good units. That's just Roaches. Going for the pylons. 3 Immortals now. That's, well, that's worth like 70 army supply if you ask a Zerg player. 3 Immortals. Some Zerglings to eat shots. The shield batteries are repowered but don't have that much energy. He's holding the line. The Zerglings easily blasted to pieces, and then the Roaches will follow suit. Another round of Zerglings on the way. No Zergling speed. The Baffler really trying to make this happen. Florencio gonna step out onto the creep. Oh, those Zerglings caught him by surprise. Will he get caught before he gets back to the batteries? 1 Immortal within range of the battery. But the catch and the kill. Florencio, an uncharacteristic misstep. There's only 1 Immortal left. He gets a second one. The shield batteries, not enough. The shield battery's nearly out of energy now. Another Immortal is caught. How many Immortals? The probes must be pulled. Probes and 1 Stalker. But there are 2 Void Rays, 2 Chad Rays. The Void Rays can save the day, but at what cost? The Immortals were lost. Why were they on the low ground? Florencio, you know better than that. The Cyber Core, at this point, the Baffler is feeling like he's got this one in the bag. He says, well, you got nothing to defend. I killed all your Immortals. Good to go. Meanwhile, Florencio, that probe from the cannon rush has built a Nexus. It's already done. I didn't even notice. But the Void Rays come out. And suddenly, this game got a lot dicier. Oh, depowering the Robo, but more Void Rays on the way. Gotta go for the probes or gotta go for the Nexus. Florencio getting, well, can he actually save the Nexus? It's gonna be close. Corrosive Bile thrown up, beautiful split. 1 Stalker does go kind of far forward. If the Baffler does not focus here, Corrosive Bile on the Nexus, it should be enough. Okay, it should be enough. But more Void Rays are on the way. Suddenly, old Greg and his Void Rays The legacy of the voids. 4 void rays. And nothing else. Name a more iconic combo. 2 queens aren't gonna cut it. The void ray count is doubled. This stalker somehow got past all these units. Will be killed now. The roaches and lings going into the main. A scouting drone is on the way as well. The recall on 2 void rays, which is a next level play, considering he probably could have flown back faster. But he does recall the void rays. Also, Florencio has the bottom left base. The Baffler's re-expanding. Suddenly, the Baffler's at 2 army supply. And Florencio is at 32. He's got 5 void rays up against, well, nothing. There's nothing to... Oh, by the way, this pylon's still here. Just waiting, watching. The void rays will now have their turn. Florencio has had this base the whole time, but has yet to utilize it. If he transfers probes, he doesn't have a recall for a while. And if he transfers probes, the creep is going to see it, creating kind of an awkward scenario. The Baffler running back with his OVs, trying to avoid the voids. But it'll be null and void. No. Okay, anyways. A queen and a handful of hydras. Hydra's pretty decent against void rays, but the Baffler... Well, he's the Bafflee. Florencio now finally... Well, he's going to take the gases over here. More? Are there more void rays? I don't know if he could afford them. The Spore Crawler? Oh, but... Okay. Alright. Hydra Den will be targeted. Then turns on the Hydras. A lot of micro. No transfuse there. 6 more Hydras on the way. The Hydra Den hurting. A transfuse buys another split second. Florencio turns around. Very intimidated by that queen, I guess, and the potential Hydras coming out. But he will give his opponent a reprieve. Which is kind of surprising. Anyways, Florencio modding from the bottom left. Repowering his immortal production. The shield batteries remain intact. He's gonna go all the way home. And kill the pylon that was... So, the only thing that was stopping Florencio from winning the game was his own pylon blocking his natural. Was it even blocking, though? I'm not 100% sure. Okay. So Florencio will re-expand. He finally has an observer to clear this creep. Immortals and Void Rays. We're down to just the good units. And... I mean... I'm hard-pressed to see a way Baffler gets out of this one. He had a strong push. He got cocky, though. A classic mistake. He tried... Well, he just took his time. One about his... Remember this cannon, by the way? Remember this one? Baffler does. Oh my god, trying to micro Hydra away. What a micro god. No upgrades on those Hydras, but there's Oracles. Oracles are actually better than Void Rays against Hydralisks. But killing your opponent is usually better than not killing your opponent. But Florencio, his priorities, to say they're different, would be to say that the Earth is different than the Sun. Whereas the Earth contains human beings, the Sun does not. Much like the Baffler is a human being, whereas Florencio, we're pretty sure he's not. That is why that makes sense. Anyway, Stargate's on the way. +1 ground attack, as well as a Twilight Council. I guess we could go DT Blink. Remember that time Classic went DT Blink? Remember that one game somebody actually made DT Blink useful at a relatively high level? I remember. So Florencio gathering his strength. Maybe not recognizing, and as a man who's played with Florencio, it's not so much that Florencio may truly have not realized that he was about to win the game with those Void Rays. He may have, but there's a better than even chance that something either clicked or slid or connected in his brain that alerted him that he needed to not be in that part of the base anymore. Because, like I mentioned, he just doesn't work like other people do. And Oracle is scouting. At this point, the Baffler, he might have felt like, oh, wow, okay. I lived through it all. But upon realizing the Stargate count, what are these Oracles coming in from all over the country to join up? Upon realizing the extra base and the Stargates, and he saw some of these Oracles, wow. Those Oracles slaughtering the drones. He's killed 19 thus far, most of them with those Oracles. One Oracle goes down in return. Void Rays on the left, Oracles on the right. Some stasis wards dotting the map as well. Florencio, one lead Chad Ray. Oh, catches the... Oh! I don't... Oh! He's trying to drag the Hydras back. He will do so successfully. The lair itself is targeted, taking a whole lot of deeps. The lair will die. And then he uncharges the prismatic alignment to escape. He will lose a Void Ray or two, though. They do. Those Hydras have range. Okay, just the one. The Oracles go for the newest base. This is... Ooh. If you're the Baffler, maybe not your favorite situation here, as he's just lost 2 bases and a whole bunch of drones. Gets 1 or 2 Oracles in return, but... Meanwhile, the first forward pylon, well, not the first, this is actually like the 4th forward pylon. An Immortal, a Stalker, and an Observer walk into a bar. A bunch of Hydras walk in and murder them. Will there be any justice in this life? The Observer left to remember. Fun fact, the Observer, the only 1 supply Protoss unit that isn't a probe. Oh. Stasis. Stop right there, criminal Hydras. The pylons will be taken down. Florencio reinforcing his nat. A bunch of Void Rays kind of killing all the bases on the other side. Florencio's going to be down to 3 bases, but the Baffler has 1 3/4-ish. Meanwhile, Hydra's coming up, doing pretty well. Very supply block, though, the Baffler here. He did lose a whole bunch of Overlords. He's lost 9 Overlords, 10 Overlords with the Overseer. Meanwhile, the Hydra's back towards the front. Florencio has a whole... Is that Warp Gate? Desperate times. Desperate times. Florencio abandoning his principles. I'm not sure the Hydras are looking to fight this. A lot of Hydras going to be staring it down in this moment of forced pacifism. Oh my god. Murder, massacre, mayhem, butchery! The Baffler's back to as many drones as he started with. And now he's gonna have some less. Oh my god. 64 workers killed, 3 remain. GG. And Florencio. He takes it. I'm not sure. It feels like that was inappropriate. But I couldn't say why. The Baffler still felt... Florencio's still making him feel like he had a chance. Which is a little bit mean. Or maybe altruistic. But we've got more Florencio. This time, Terran versus Terran. As you know, Florencio has been expanding his game to include all races, and dragging them into the sewers. This time under his namesake. It is Florencio. He calls this build the Avengers build. He says it's his newest TVT build he's working on. I don't know what that means. Apparently it means getting a late supply depot, but yes, let's criticize. He's up against Blue Terran player, also known as Blue for short. We will see. What does the Avengers build entail? He provided no details. He just said this is Avengers build. So that is almost perfectly a wall there. Maybe he's gonna lure enemy units into his base, trap them, and kill them. Maybe it's on the table. It's not out of the question. I mean, I don't think it was intentional, but you never know, right? That does not seem... This SCV does not seem like it's going to his opponent's base to scout. Is the Avengers build just a fancy name for a planetary fortress rush? We'll find out in 3, 2... What? Oh, that factory? Okay, he's proxying a factory. Oh, is it because of Thor's? Is it because Thor is an Avenger? That's a little on the nose. I expect more creep. Well, we'll see. Is that the joke? How that... Get it, Thor. Well, that's a little on the nose, but... Anyways. 2 depots. Florencio definitely not going to be supply block for quite a while. Really making sure of that. And now wait, the moment of truth. A tech lab, and... a starport. So there's not enough gas for an armory yet. We're gonna find out. What is he gonna build? Like, so Florencio's just kind of chilling. Now, remember, Florencio not the most experienced Terran player. Oh, those Reapers are fighting like squirrels chasing each other. I wonder if Blue's gonna be slightly confused. They're designed for maximum confusion, and they're confusing each other as well. So he's gonna build a Liberator and a tank, and also a barracks. So I'm still not understanding the Avengers part of this. But we'll see. And another tank. So Now begs the question, did Florencio see the Avengers, or did he see the Chinese knockoff version or something of the Avengers? It's like we have several tanks and and a Marine. Okay. Well, at this point, and a Cyclone. Still, and a Viking as well. We're doing kind of like a Noah's Ark build so far. We've got a Liberator, 2 tanks, going for a Cyclone, and a Viking. Meanwhile, wait, did he spot the Reapers? The Reapers are... So, the whole team's coming together. The Hellions, I think, saw the Reapers, but don't know where they went now. The attack squadron. The barracks will provide high ground vision, and so will the air units. The tanks will siege up in range. Okay. The Liberator can kind of just kill the tank, so that's pretty nice. I think we're gonna have to have a talk with Florencio about, like, what the Avengers mean to him. But it's like, yeah, it's that build where I proxy siege tank. It's like, well, oh my god, he stole the tech lab. He saw an opportunity and he took it. He just stole a tech lab in his opponent's bay. Which is the thing. I've now seen Florencio steal a tech lab two times more than I've seen anyone else steal a tech lab in a real game combined, which is 0, by the way. At least in the last 5 years. So, Florencio waiting for... He waits for any opportunity. I get he's avenging the tech lab. Well, the tech lab died, but... Okay, so... I think it's the Avengers. It's the Avengers because it's a super team of units, one of each type. But he made multiple Reapers, tanks, and Vikings, and Cyclones. So, 2 of each type. But he made 1 Liberator and 1 Viking. It was a knockoff version. It was the Chinese knockoff here. All right, this video brought to you by Tencent. Tencent, we own your life. Please subscribe. So, don't sue me, Tencent. I will literally die. Thor was the Viking, but it could have also been the Thor. That's the confusing part. Like, why couldn't the Thor have just been a Thor? Anyways, we have another Protoss game. I'm just going through. I've decided we're just making this into an hour in the sewers. We'll do it live. Florencio, so kind. Florencio, for those watching in the future, first, like and subscribe. Go check out Florencio on stream. 2, he's responded saying it was a knockoff version. Which... Moving on! The return of old Greg. And Protoss versus Zerg. The first probe is on the way out. Venator is the Zerg player. We're on World of Sleepers, but if Venator's not careful, he'll be caught sleeping. Because there will be a lot of unrest when the cannons come And his drones have to look a lot... What? Moving on! There's a probe, there's a forge, it's a cannon rush. But where will the first pylon go? Yeah, the probe is a bit of a giveaway there. It appears he knows. But if Florencio... Oh, he's coming back in for another pass. He's just making sure. Okay, the probe moves the same speed as the drone. But if you juke to the left and right, the drone might get distracted. Drones, much like velociraptors. Oh, almost worked there. Oh, okay, one pylon, two pylons. Always going for the big moves, but what a play by Venator! And Florencio is adapted! He's adapted! He just goes for the 4 pylon block, which is just noticeably worse. But it's still a block. Oh no! Oh no! No, wait, no, not that! Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Down goes the probe. So, it's all a disaster. But there's one pylon still intact. So, from here, Florencio looks like he's gonna try again, just not regarding the fact that the Zerglings can kind of just kill his pylon. He's gonna adapt the plan a little more. Working towards the third. There's already a cannon back at home. Is this a hard wall? I don't believe so, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an architecture expert. Or even an architect structure expert. I'm here all week. Keep clicking on the videos. Anyways, a pylon, or not a pylon, a probe in the corner of the map. A classic tactic waiting for its opportunity to build a nexus. 2 overlords will join up and confirm each other's findings. Or will they? The second overlord decides, well, the first one wanted personal space. The second overlord, its advances rebuffed. Thinking now it will never find love, so it might as well find an honorable death, scouting his opponent. Florencio has yet to choose any significant tech. And there's, of course, the Stargate. Why wouldn't it be a Stargate? On the other side, a Roach Warren. A lair's already done. Roach is on the way. A classic mistake. The instinct, oh, I gotta kill my opponent because they cheesed me. But it might be possible to tickle beams. Does a tickle monster kill the overlord before the Nidus network finishes? Place your bets. Place your bets. Because there's going to be high ground without vision. So the tickle monster actually has to go to the other side. So... Nidus, almost done. He can slap it. He can slap it right in the main. Now's the time. He doesn't have the gas. Oh my god. It's a disaster. You had one job. There was nothing to really... Like, you're not going to stop it with a sentry and probes. So instead, he just puts the Nidus in vision range outside the natural. Which is not the ideal place. Florencio's just going to slap on a couple more Stargates. Now, Florencio had no reaction to the Nidus. He's been chrono boosting probes for a while. So this is going to get weird. Down goes the only cannon. All there is to defend is a sentry and a Void Ray. So, Void Ray comes out. The Queen's not getting involved. Alright, now they are. The micro is back and forth. The Forge is about to be under attack. Queen's coming through the Nidus. Gonna take his time, working through the natural. Not worried too much about the main. More roaches on the way. Florencio has, of course, expanded. Stargate Command has shifted location. It is now in the bottom right corner because that is somewhere else, and that's really all that matters. Oh, the Void Ray is burning! Trying to kill some roaches. The Queen stepping up. Brenda! Get this Nexus out of the way! Let me at him! Why didn't we put a Nidus in the main? That would have been too easy. There are 2 cannons in the main. A handful of roaches. The Queen's on the way up. You guys! Either go first or go after. Figure it out. The pylon's being targeted. More pylons. A second Void Ray comes out. Really trying to just kill the pylons. Okay. Now going for the cannons. He can't make up his mind. At the back. Oh. Can he get the pylons or not? There are 4 queens. Is there a transfuse? Micro is a struggle for both sides. 1 queen goes down, untransfused, abandoned by her sisters. It's disastrous. Meanwhile, all the rest of the units are streaming in. There's, of course, no scouting of the corner. Florencio trying to escape from his main as it has become a hostile place. The Void Race gonna kill an Overlord. Giving away that they've escaped. The probes! Get me out! Where's the energy? He doesn't have a recall. Wait, when did he use a recall? He recalled probes before. If the probes hide in the corner long enough, he might forget about them. Because everybody knows Diamond players and Masters players, they have short-term memory loss. And you might be like, what? This is Diamond/Masters? Yes, it is. But they don't have short enough memory loss. Or do they? The probes are running, and so are the... Oh, unfortunately the probes are running through the Trail of Tears! Oh, somebody will die! Will there be any survivors? Also, he's kind of giving away the location of his other base. 3 probes! Wait, where are they going? Meanwhile, Void Rays and Oracle! Suddenly the Natural is dying! We're 1 base versus 1 base. Florencio, so many drones die. Roaches are coming back to defend, but that's not really the ideal choice. The 3 probes that survived will finally escape. It's now 1 base versus 1 base, with Florencio having a worker lead. Somehow this has happened. The, just single-minded focus on roaches has caused Venator, and it may cost him the match. He still has... Well, there's the very real possibility he could just kill all the buildings. Venator still not finding the base. At this point, process of elimination might be enough. It does seem like it will be. More drones. Will the Void Ray dodge the Biles? Will the Roaches dodge the Biles? There are Oracles here. The Oracles can slaughter all of this. Everything will die to the Oracles. They don't care about your silly armor. Roaches and Ravagers on the run will be hunted down and melted by the Pulsar eventually. Oracles are taking their time, but the Roaches and Ravagers decide they've had enough of life and will just chill for a bit. Hydras come out. Almost out of energy, the Oracles. The supply is drawing a lot closer to even. More Hydras on the way. A Void Ray and a couple Pulsar beams still intact. The 3rd hatchery will not be canceled, and Venator desperately needed those minerals. Still the Hydras... Well, Florencio's still on 1 base. It's just he found a fresh new base. And Venator has scouted every other base on the map. Like, at this point, let's just do a little simple subtraction. You have all the bases minus 1. I wonder where he is, Venator. Venator seems to be recovering from the shock and awe strategies that Florencio utilizes on a regular basis. Hydralisk speed is on the way. Florencio is expanding now. He still has 27 probes, which is a healthy number in this game in particular. 4 Chad Rays looking for an opportunity. The creep has spread all throughout his former base. In fact, the creep spread at Florencio's, well, now, whatever this area could be called. The area formerly known as Florencio's base is as good, if not better, than the other side of the map. The artist formerly known as Florencio, now known as Old Greg. He recalls the Void Rays because the next level mind games. He's expecting Venator to move over to intercept. And then he's going to turn everything. Venator, unfortunately, not living up to Florencio's expectations. The army is spotted. Stasis wards! The base. He may have never learned how to cancel. Or maybe just Mama didn't raise no quitter. Corrosive Bile. Not finding much. But oracles are burning through everything. Corrosive Bile, not the most reliable anti-air. Now into the spores. The Hydra's on the run. Still more action happening. Corrosive Bile, he's trying to target. A lot of oracles dying. It's real messy, but the spores look like they're gonna hold. Another oracle. Corrosive Biles. Some more Hydras in production. Florencio's definitely lost more than he needed to. Hydras pop out. They do have range and speed at this point. Florencio doesn't have a single upgrade. There are 15 creep tumors spreading. If only he had 15 units to complement them. Still Venator. He's seen this base. He still hasn't... Well, what would he do at this point? Like, this base is nearly... it's not nearly mined out, but it's mining out. Venator is struggling to put together an army that can compete with Florencio's flying lasers. Venator has creeped both mains. But how many Hydras? There are 9 Hydras against 8 Oracles and 3 Void Rays. Nobody has any basic upgrades. Oh, the Oracles are activated. The Pulsar beams more than enough. He tries to micro. It's a disaster. A classic mistake. Florencio just has too much. The Oracles are mostly out of energy. Not entirely, though. A couple still maintain. Oh, loses one, but... will there ever be enough Hydras again? Well, if all the Oracles are out of energy, and they try to target fire the hatchery... oh, Florencio's going for it. Hydras pop out. Alright, there's one transfuse. Hydra's still... he's gonna get the base! But he's gonna lose the Void Rays. So... Florencio... now up a base, but did lose all of his Void Rays, which does put him in kind of an awkward spot. But Venator has really struggled. He's barely mining here. So Florencio opting for charge. Not a bad upgrade when you're up against essentially just Hydralisks. He's building out of those gateways some soon-to-be charge lots. How many Oracles are left over? 7. There might be a small opportunity here for Venator. The Queens, they remember the original assault. They remember 12 minutes ago. But here comes the Roaches and the Hydras. There's a cannon involved. Where are the Oracles? And that's... he doesn't even try. There might have been a He doesn't even try. First he broke his body, then he broke his bases, and then he broke his spirit. Florencio takes another one. Now we have one more. We have one more match, but Jimmy has learned from those professional tournaments. You gotta run some ads right before that final match. So with that, thank you guys for watching. I'll be right back after this short set of advertisements. If you could pause ad block, that'd be awesome. Thank you for watching. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about all the exciting ways you can get involved in getting me more money. First off, if you like and subscribe on YouTube, that gives a better chance for more people to like and subscribe on YouTube, and then suddenly, before you know it, your 3 friends who play Overwatch kinda poorly now, who quit playing StarCraft and Wings of Liberty because it was too hard for them but used the excuse that the game wasn't popular anymore, become irrelevant. They'll find the videos, they'll remember I was Diamond League back in 2011, and I definitely could be Diamond League again. It's just I don't have enough time to put in because I have responsibilities now. But really, all they have is low self-esteem and motivation. But you, on the other hand, you already have good taste. You're here, you're making the difference, you're watching some of the best of the rest. Florencio, who you can check out live at twitch.tv/FlorencioSC. Just check the description below. Have you ever read the description below? Do you not know how to read? That's okay. Sound it out. Maybe ask someone to help you. It'll be alright. Thank you for watching, and might I mention Twitch Prime if you're watching live. If you have Amazon Prime, well, congratulations. You also have Twitch Prime, which essentially gives me free money if you subscribe every month for free for the low, low price of your mom's Amazon Prime. Thank you for watching, good luck, and have fun. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know ads are annoying, but StarCraft in 2020, right? We've got one more match. Oh, what could it be? Protoss versus Protoss. Like 2 drunken Jedi having a lightsaber fight on a tightrope in a hurricane. Blindfolded. Back into it. In the top left is Max of Family Packs. We don't know. In the bottom right is old Greg from the sewers, also known as Florencio. Protoss versus Protoss. To say it's a mess would be a disservice to messes. To say it's confusing would be an understatement. Now, at any level, Protoss versus Protoss. At no point do we retain sanity or some sort of build. Like Neebs tried. Neebs tried to have a macro build, as they say, but he has not succeeded in the long term. Meanwhile, Max gonna see a pylon on the low ground. Gonna be very unhappy to be going Nexus first. Or is he unhappy because Florencio is cannon rushing. He's just going to use Max's pylon as part of it. Well, not so much. He's just walling off the one location. So Max is looking for alternative options because this is possibly the worst thing he could have been doing in this scenario, as Florencio now has everything he does not. He has a cannon. What a beautiful, like, this is a... I'm not sure if I'm watching Printf or Florencio right now. That was well executed. Cancels the pylons when they sees they're not a threat. And rewalls with valuable buildings. Meanwhile, Max, though, he's kept his calm, kept his cool, even realizes that probe probably should stick around over here. Florencio not expecting such an obvious base. How the turntables have turned. He's going to try to trap his opponent in his base, or at least threaten it. Florencio's going to spot this. But he spent a lot of money on the other side. Now, Max has already built a forge. He can build cannons while Florencio has to build pylons. Max has shut it down. Like, this is everything Max needs. And now Florencio's walled his own probe in. The probes will evacuate and be recalled. Florencio gonna try to outbuild the cannons here. That seems to be the intent. But does he have... Wait, can he actually jam a cannon back there? I don't know if a cannon fits. It appears... Well, we'll find out. He has the minerals in a moment. Does a cannon fit behind? Oh, no! I think there might not be enough space. And now the probe will be killed. No more problems for Max. What a defense. Really, like, that was... He was ready. He was so ready. Beautifully done by Max. And Florencio, well, he has a gate. He's getting another gate. In fact, it feels like Florencio's now scrambling, trying to figure out what's going on. He didn't build a cyber core. He turned the tables. Now, is that pylon spotted? Yes, there is. There's a stalker. And the stalker going to work. A shield battery on the way. He's just going to get within cannon range. Take out that zealot. Florencio doubling down. I mean, there's not much else to be done here. Eating a lot of shots. Another zealot. Okay, this is starting to... Well, actually, that's Max's zealot. Shield batteries are finishing. So are the cannons of Florencio. He's going to try to outbuild the damage. Shield batteries being utilized. But is there enough? Another... Oh, the cyber core is under fire. The stalker getting close. He's trying to micro, but it's getting a little dicey. The shield battery's out of energy. Florencio, will he actually be able to break through? Max has no recourse here. It looked good. The robot will be built in time. But the cannons are in range of the batteries. Florencio, he staked his claim. Even the pylons under fire. The thing is, the cannons do not threaten the Nexus. Oh, that's quite a depower there. That... Max might have been a little bit too calm and collected. Florencio gonna build his cyber core because building in the main would just be too easy. Oh, there goes the forge. He already lost the cyber core here. But a robotics facility. Instead of pressing the issue, Florencio just going to continue forward. Robos on both sides. Brobos, if you will. Fighting on opposite sides of the war, but both probably going to build immortals. The standoff continues. Shield battery on the way. The stalker finds some open space. Could maybe even kill the probe. Kill the probe. You kill the probe. Problem. Down goes the shield battery. Immortal. He's going to try to blast through. The shield battery has enough energy, right? He's getting the stalkers in on the action. Oh, the shield battery holding. Still working on it. The shield battery's out of energy, but the immortal's still at full HP. A bit of a missed target. Oh, he's got to be careful. The shield battery has one more burst of energy. Oh, the stalkers. They could look for the immortal. Another immortal pops out. Max playing a dangerous game. Florencio popping out some units. The barrier! Barrier comes back just in time. Pylons being targeted. Stalker on stalker action. Another one goes down. He's losing pylons. Florencio's gonna have no opportunity to get this Immortal out in just a moment. Another pylon at the back line. He's going for it. The Immortal. It's gonna pop. But, oh wait, Florencio got distracted. The pylon. The Immortal. The Immortal punching the Immortal away. Says back off. And Max holds. It was a little messy. Well, Max can finally start his Warp Gate research. Florencio has built his Cybercore now in his main and expanded to the obvious location over on the 9 o'clock position. He's gonna build Double Star. But here comes Max. He's had enough. 2 Immortals, a Stalker, and a whole 8 minutes of anger. Ready for revenge. The barriers are online. Photo Rush sucks. I don't think he's talking about photos, but photons. Have you realized you are lay suck, Mr. Sir? Max inquires. But that's why Florencio is trying another option. I like how Max is getting his point across. Suddenly, wait a second, where did the probes go? But there's no way for Max to know whether or not he's in the main. He's looking, these Immortals just don't take no guff from these cannons. The Immortals are blasting through. But Void Rays are a real threat, because Immortals has a major design flaw. They do not shoot up. There will be a handful of Stalkers here. The last, well, buildings in either main base, I feel like this is a running trend. The last buildings in either main will be blasted. Max is now looking to expand, or at least he's scouting here. It's unclear. He has to realize, like, there probably should have been probes somewhere. Florencio is gambling everything on these Void Rays. But Max has put him in this position after the photo rush. Oh, the Stalker's Florencio on a move! Command! He's moving into potentially disaster. Unfortunately, Max, he microed, and that is gonna cost him. The Immortal standing its ground. Another Stalker showing up to the party, maybe realizing it should wait. The Stalker's closing in from a lot of different angles. Max losing another one. Max starting to take real damage. He only has 2 gates up against 2 Stargates. There are still the Immortals. We are in a weird base trade scenario now. It all comes down to the legacy of the Voids. Once again. It's where it seems to end every time. 5 Void Rays up against 5 Stalkers with a couple shield batteries, but that's not enough. A Templar Archives. Archon's actually a great choice. There's a cannon and some shield batteries, and that's all there is. Another Stalker. The Void Rays are all charged up. Max is going to wait him out. A pylon is targeted. That pylon doesn't power anything critical right now. He distracts. Going for the gate. Oh, he's just burning through. The Void Ray's taking some damage, but the shield battery's so important. Shield battery's targeting. Oh, that's not a super pylon. The pylons that power everything here. Oh, he needs those extra Stalkers. Losing a gateway. The Immortals are just gonna head out. I'll see you later. I'll see you on the other side. Void Rays are building, but Florencio is supply blocked. Which means no more Void Rays completing for now. Max is trying to put it all together. The probes. Well, a box select going wrong. Meanwhile, the Stalkers. His prismatic alignment. It's up! It's up! The Immortals! doing their best. The problem is there anything to stop them? But he's gonna try to build an Archon, but if he merges it there, if he merges the Archon at the back, it's gonna be stuck. Don't do it! Don't you? No! It might be unstuck if, well, Florencio, he fights in the sewers. Max even told him his build sucks, but Florencio had more than that to bring to the... No! He recalls the Archon, but one Archon against 5 Void Rays is a tough battle. GG. The respect at the end by Max. The Chad Rays come through. They bring home the victory. It looked like Max might have it. A great response to the photo rush. Despite the Nexus first, by the way. Despite that. But at the end of the day, Florencio had more cheese to bring to the table. He had another Nexus. He had more Stargates. He had more options. Max maxed out on his response. And old Greg comes from the sewers once again with a victory. Thank you to Florencio for sending me those games. You can check them out live. I'm sure some of you watch them live. Twitch.tv/FlorencioSC. If you enjoyed my observation of the spectacle and the commentary along with it, like and subscribe in whatever fashion that means, ring all of the bells, all of those things. Say, my Diamond/Masters games don't look like that, because I actually play well. And continue to make comments like that in these. I promise you, I will only put some of them on Twitter. Only some. So, thank you to Florencio. Thank you for watching. Good luck. Have fun. Have an amazing day. And keep playing StarCraft.
Hell, it's about